The Seattle Box. The chime above the door jingled as Sarah stepped inside, shaking the rain off her coat. She was wearing a sharp, tailored suit and carrying that specific blend of exhaustion and adrenaline that usually follows a major corporate win. "Oliver, sorry I'm late. The meeting at the office ran way over," Sarah said, sliding into the booth. She couldn't hide the glow in her eyes. "But I did it. I got the senior manager position. After all these years of grinding, my life finally feels complete. This is exactly where I'm supposed to be." Oliver looked at her and offered a small, knowing smile. As she spoke, his mind drifted to their old friend, Jack. 3 years ago, Jack had walked away from a high-paying engineering gig at a tech giant to buy a beat-up camper van. Last he heard, Jack was roaming through a national park in Canada. A postcard from Jack had arrived last month. "Oliver, there's zero cell service out here, but for the first time in my life, I actually feel like a human being. I used to think the office was the whole world, but I've never felt more fulfilled than I do right now." Oliver realized that both Sarah and Jack were simply living inside their own versions of truth. Sarah believed in prestige, titles, and a 401k. Jack believed in freedom, experience, and the raw beauty of the present. They both thought the other was crazy, but in reality, they were just living in different boxes. The correct answer. Sarah ordered an iced oat milk latte, then glanced at the bacon sandwich on Oliver's plate, her brow furrowing in disapproval. "Are you still eating processed meat?" "Oliver, I just read a new study. It's terrible for your heart. I've switched entirely to plant-based proteins and a strict vitamin regimen. It's the only way to stay healthy. The science is settled." Oliver set his sandwich down and spoke softly. "Sarah, have you ever considered that even science is often just another thing we choose to believe in?" Sarah blinked, her hand pausing as she reached for her drink. "What do you mean? It's data. It's objective fact." "It's data, sure," Oliver said calmly. "But every study is built on a mountain of variables: the environment, the sample size, the specific constraints. Change one condition and the truth shifts. One year, fish oil is a miracle. The next, it's a waste of money. We usually choose to believe the studies that already fit our worldview." He gestured toward the rain-slicked window. "Even if a study tracks 1 million people and the statistics are perfect, how do you know you aren't the 1 in a million exception? We treat probability like it's a 100% guarantee, but isn't that just a form of wishful thinking?" Living inside the boxes. The soft hum of jazz filled the cafe. Sarah sat in silence for a moment, watching the foam dissipate in her latte. "So, you're saying I'm just hiding inside a science box to feel like I have control?" she asked quietly. "We're all in boxes," Oliver replied gently. "You believe a career path leads to happiness. He believes wandering is the key to the soul. You believe a vaccine is a miracle. Someone else believes it's a conspiracy. We only see what we want to see. Once we decide something is a fact, it becomes like a stone wall, nearly impossible to knock down, even if the logic is shaky." Oliver watched the crowds outside scurrying through the downpour. Every single person was moving forward, fueled by their own set of assumptions, convinced they held the truth, while everyone else was either wrong or miserable. "We live in a world made of assumptions, but we pretend it's reality," Oliver concluded. "It makes the world interesting, but also a little lonely." Sarah looked at her coffee, then at Oliver's unhealthy sandwich, and finally let out a short laugh. "Maybe so. But at least inside my box, this latte tastes pretty great." The Seattle rain continued to fall. Behind the thousands of glowing windows across the city, countless little boxes were lit up, each person tucked away inside their own unshakable dream. What about you? Which box are you sitting in right now?